Greetings, my lovely Frost Pups, and welcome to another Art Talk video. Today we will be talking about anime figures of all things. The reason being is I was just kind of reminiscing back to the days when I was younger, and my brother took me to my first anime convention as a graduation gift for graduating high school. Now, this was the very first time I had ever gotten to go anywhere like that, and it was really cool. Really cool experience. For me, anyway. I know a lot of people get to go to those things all the time, but I really don't. I'm actually a rather sheltered person. I don't get to go out very often. And at this convention, I took the opportunity to buy my first anime merch. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. Well, isn't this probably just some Elfen Lied thing or something? But no, it's actually not. I know people who know me know I love Elfen Lied, but just because I really enjoy a show doesn't mean it's going to be the first thing I buy merch for. No, 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 no. The show I actually decided to get merch for, and I spent a lot of time hunting this down very specifically. It's actually from an anime called K-On! If you've ever seen it. K-On! Is a anime about basically a musical club, a band basically in a high school club called the Light Music Club. And the main character, Yui, is a person with no interest who's never done any sort of clubs or anything in her life at this point in the show. And she wanted to finally expand herself and do something. Well, to make a long story short, and because I don't want to spoil the show for anyone, she ends up joining the Light Music Club because they need members and because they say she doesn't really have to do much. And she joins as a full member of the band. And the show essentially takes you through her journey to, well, learn guitar. Now, I know you're thinking, well, that doesn't seem all that interesting, but it really struck a chord with me when, no pun intended, really struck a chord with me when I was younger, due to me experiencing new things and really never having friends in school for that matter. I only had a few, and then I moved up to the country and I had even less. So it really struck me, this particular show, this character reaching out and finally expanding herself. And it's actually the reason I picked up and started learning guitar. So I really wanted a figurine from this show. Now, this show is a pretty old show. For anyone who knows what I'm talking about, knows this show hasn't been a thing for a good while at this point. And even then, it was old for even then. So finding a figurine for it was ended up proving rather difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, finding a figurine for that character was really hard, and I wasn't expecting it to be so hard. I kind of had this impression in my head when I was younger that I was going to be able to find whatever I wanted and everything else, and it was going to be such an awesome event. And it was. It was a really fun event, but I wasn't able to find everything I wanted. Nowhere near. Wish I was. I would have loved to have an Elfen Lied anything, but I wasn't able to get anything. Wasn't able to find anything at this particular one. But either way, I was heart set on getting something very specifically, and it was a model of Yui with her guitar. I found one vendor who had it, but they sold it right before I had a chance to actually buy it. And it was a model of her in her guitar wearing the uniform from the end of the show, specifically from like the movie, strumming her guitar, and it's so good. I love that model. Well, I ended up finding it again later, but I spent hours hunting for this thing. I searched every booth over and over again. And I finally found it in basically, it was a booth full of classic things. It had a bunch of old Godzilla, stuff like that. Power Rangers, some old mecha models in there. And I finally found it there. Well, this model ended up costing me $200. And I'm sure there are people out there that are going to say, wow, you got really ripped off and everything. And, I probably did, if I'm being honest with myself. I probably did. Actually, no probably was about it. I totally got ripped off. To this day, it is my favorite model. It's on my desk at all times. I think I'll flash a picture of it here in the screen here in a minute. Not of my desk, but of the model itself, if I can find it. And it's one of my most prized possessions. And that's why I decided to make it the topic of today's video, more or less, because I wanted to hear your guys' opinion in the comments below. What's your guys'? Do you have an anime model or anything like that? A particular, not necessarily a figurine or something like what I have, but a model or something that has high value to you. And tell me the story behind it in the comments below. I really want to hear it. These kind of things always make me happy to hear about, and I wanted to get people's opinion. Of course, you don't have to share that if you don't want to, but I thought you would. I've just been trying my best to keep everybody in a good mood lately, you know? Especially myself, as I've been really struggling with that lately. And I thought telling stories would make me feel better. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of nice for this character. We're just doing a bust-up drawing tonight. In fact, we're going to probably end it here. So I thank you all for coming to this video. Don't forget to leave a story in the comments below about one of your favorite items. I hope you all have a lovely day. Farewell, my Frost Pups. Bye.